Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel, Candid with Carla. For those of you who are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And for those of you who have already subscribed to this channel, welcome back. I'm a certified life coach, and this is a faith-based channel. All right, you guys, let's get candid. All right, so today we are going to discuss, 2 Timothy, and I got my notes, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. I will be reading from the commentary from the Blue Letter Bible app under the name David Guzik. I'll be reading David Guzik's Bible commentary. And I'll be giving a little bit of, I'm just gonna read the commentary that he wrote, okay? So let's hop right in. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That is such a powerful scripture. We hear it all the time. But a lot of the times, if we have to be honest, when we are facing fear, we won't think about it. We won't use it. We just don't. Sometimes, maybe, I'm not saying all people, I'm just saying, majority of the time, that's not the first thing you think about when you're in a fearful situation. Right? Because you're focusing on what the issue is and what the problem is at hand. So I'm going to start off reading this commentary. Oh, let me give you just a little bit of a background. Again, this is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. This is where Paul has written a letter to Timothy to encourage him in the ministry because he knew that Timothy was going through some struggles and things. And so he, wrote this letter, and this is one of the scriptures in this letter that stands out, that is so powerful and well known, to encourage Timothy along this journey on his ministry. It says, Paul saw the timidity that was in Timothy. Timothy knew the fear he sometimes felt. God wanted Timothy to know that this fear wasn't from the God that he served. He needed to know that God has not given us the spirit of fear. We all face situations where we feel timid and afraid. For some, it may be speaking in front of others. Some, it may be the fear of confrontation. Others, it could be the fear to be made looking foolish in front of others. And for others, sometimes they're afraid of rejection. We all deal with fear. The first steps into dealing with such fears is to understand that they are not from God. It is a significant step to say, this isn't God making me feel like this. God hasn't given me this. Perhaps it's from personality, perhaps it's from a weakness of the flesh, or perhaps it's from a demonic attack, but it isn't from God. The second step in dealing with such fear is understanding what God has given us, which is the spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. God has given us a spirit of power. When we do his work, proclaim his word, represent his kingdom, we all have his power supporting us. We are safe in his hands. God has given us the spirit of love. He tells us a lot about the power he has given us. Many think of power in terms of how we can control others, but Jesus' power is expressed in how much we can love and serve others. On the night before the cross, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and what did he do with all that power? He humbly washed his disciples' feet. And if you want to read about that, him washing the disciples' feet, go to John chapter 13, verse 1 through 11. God has given us a sound mind. The ancient Greek word here and the idea of a calm, self-controlled mind in contrast to the panic and the confusion that comes from a fearful situation. We don't need to accept what God has not given us, which is the spirit of fear. And we only do need to humbly receive and walk in what he has given us, which is a spirit of power and love and a sound mind. Paul wrote this to Timothy because boldness matters. Without it, we cannot fulfill God's purpose for our lives. God's purpose is for more than making money, more than being entertained, and more than being comfortable. It is for each of us to use the gifts that he gives to his people, to touch his people, and to help a needy world. The purpose of our lives is for us to use the gifts he gives to touch people and to help a needy world. Fear and timidity will keep us from using the gifts God gives us. God wants each of us to take his power, his love, and his calm thinking and overcome fear to be used of him and all the gifts that he gives. And so that's just very powerful, very powerful. I love the breakdown that he gives. I love some of the examples that he gives, and it just reassures me. And I took some notes. It reassures me that I can face any situation using the gifts that God has given me, knowing that I do not have to receive the spirit of fear. I do not have to accept the spirit of fear. His power supports me. And Jesus' power is also expressed through love and serving others. So this scripture just reassures me that I can face anything. You can face anything. All we have to understand and realize, the first step, which this says, is that the spirit of fear did not come from God. And once we realize that the spirit of fear that has come upon us did not come from God, we can redirect our mindset and begin to think on the things of God and think on the things that he did give us, which was of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And that will begin to change your mindset of the situation that you are facing when it comes to being in a fearful place. So I pray that that encouraged you all. It has encouraged me. It has reassured me that we can face anything because God did not give us the spirit of fear. So anytime you come into a fearful situation, think on that, because it says that, and that first part is so powerful. I mean, the second part is very powerful. It all is powerful. Don't get me wrong. But when you think about that, God did not give us that spirit. That is so powerful in itself. Then you begin to think on, but what did he give us? He gave us the power and love and a sound mind. And that's just so reassuring and refreshing and powerful to know that these are the gifts that God has given us and that we can utilize this to face things head on without accepting the spirit of fear, because we don't have to accept it or receive it. So that is all on today. I pray you guys were encouraged. It encouraged me again. It reassured me. It was refreshing. It was encouraging. And I pray that you guys comment below, please, if it has encouraged you. Think about the things that you're going through. I pray that it has encouraged you. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video. It may encourage someone else today. Someone else may need to hear this. You may know that someone is going through something right now and they may need to hear these words. So share this video, like this video, and please comment below and let me know what you think and how you're feeling about this and if it has encouraged you. And that is pretty much all I have, you guys. And outside of that, you guys, until the next video, you guys be blessed.